Have you got one or even like 30 plots of land and you don't know what alluvials you're going to find on there to get blueprints? You don't know everything else. You don't know what your elements and fuel sites look like and which land you should be looking for in the future. Well, I have got the solution for you. I have built my own land dashboard, okay? And this is very, very simple to use. I'm not using my own wallet in this case. I'm using the biggest wallet that exists for land. It might be Kieran's. I don't think it is. It's probably someone else. Who knows? But basically, it takes all the plots. It automatically pulls it from the internet for you. You don't need to do anything. Now, it takes a little while to load, but it pulls it from the internet for you, and it gives you this mini dashboard of all this different information. For example, at the top left here, we have fuel sites, we have element sites, we have the different regions that are across your different lands. Obviously, if you just own one, it'll be a big pie chart, which is like Shard Bluff Labyrinth. And over here, I've also got the top 20 alluvials. Now, this isn't perfect. There's a lot of tweaking I need to do with this, but based on kind of which alluvial should have come across your land, this should give you a pretty good idea of which alluvials you would be focusing on with your current spread of land. For example, if you have mostly Shard Bluff Labyrinth plots, this will reflect that and will show mostly Shard Bluff Labyrinth alluvials for the most part. Again, it's not perfect. It has a lot of tweaking that needs to be done. And don't forget to leave a comment down below on what other features you would like to see added to this. But please, this is going to be in the description for you guys to use. Now, how do you use this? It's very, very simple. I'm going to use my wallet as an example, and it's going to take a little while to load. But basically, you go to the top here where it says wallet, okay? You paste your wallet in there. I'm going to change this to values only. You paste your wallet in there, and then eventually it will load. Now, it takes a little while. You guys have to keep that in mind. I will go to the camera just for a second, and we can talk about kind of why this matters. So the big one is the fuel sites and the element sites. That is important because you want to try and get an even distribution of fuel and element sites, especially if you have mega cities. But even when you don't, you want to get a good idea of that distribution so that when you're going to buy your next plot of land, or you're selling and rebuying or whatever it might be, you can start to even out that distribution a lot better. Now, if you have over 100 lands like this person does, they're probably going to distribute evenly quite naturally. But if you don't, then this is going to be a good way for you to kind of understand where you sit at the moment, as well as kind of like, if you have a lot of carbon, you might be like, the next plot I get, I want to make sure it has no carbon on it because I need to get some of these other resources built up before I go from there. It's still loading my plots, but I'm pretty sure it's working. So that's the basic idea with this plot of land. Now, I hope you guys find this helpful. This is some really, really interesting stuff. The loading is starting to finally happen. It takes a little while. You might have to like put in your wallet and then come back 10 minutes later. The IMX call just takes a while, I suppose. But basically, once you have this information down, you will just get a better picture of which alluvials might appear in your land, which element of fuel sites you have, and which regions you might still be missing. And maybe you want to focus on one region. You're seeing like, okay, I have like a 5% chance of getting slapping or slashing or something like that, but I want to increase those chances in the future. Then you might go, okay, I want to get even more Tiger Boreal plots. And I'll have lots of guides and lots of videos on which alluvials are best for which types of land and kind of how you might want to focus and center that around. I don't know why this is taking so long to load. You can see that in this other page, you shouldn't be editing this page. You see this other page that it's loading. It just takes a little while. So I'll come back once it's loaded. It took about 60 more seconds, but it has loaded up now. You can see my fuel sites, element sites, and regions. And as I was speaking about before, I have a lot of sol on. That's because my tier 3 land is kind of skewing the numbers here. It's got like 6 sol, it's got like 5 sol on it. It's pretty much purely sol on that land. So that's really heavily skewing it. I have barely any Krypton. So if I was looking for another maybe tier 1 or tier 2, I would definitely be focusing on Krypton as my next buy. Carbon, I have a lot of, but I have a pretty good distribution of the other two. So I'll just be making sure I don't have much carbon on my next plot. And obviously I've got one of each of 4 different regions. Basically, I've got 4 land plots. I can also see here that I would be getting a lot of gyro revo on kind of my lands, MJOL, Rota. I haven't really scaled the lands based on tier. That might be helpful here, but you can see that I have 4 different plots, so it's going to be kind of bad. But if you have heavily focused in one region, this data here is going to be a lot more useful to you. But I hope you guys can see kind of the value in this sort of dashboard. If you guys like it, let me know. Again, if you want anything specifically features added in, leave a comment down below. If you're using this dashboard, if you download it, if you grab the Google Sheet, please let me know in the comments, and please like the video as well. I really appreciate it. I'm giving you something here, and I would love for you to like the video. I really appreciate it. The only other thing I should probably tell you is how to use it. So once you open up the Google Sheet doc, you just hit File up in the top left, and you hit Make a Copy right there. And that will let you make a copy. I won't let you edit my one. So it will be in the description, but you'll have to make a copy before you can edit this wallet section in the top left, okay? So you guys don't mess up my file. But yeah, so you just change the wallet name and you're done. That's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. I hope this makes sense. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Don't forget to @ me on Twitter at KingScoriox. If you come up with something really neat, if you have a really cool dashboard, let me know. I'd love to see it. Have a good day, guys.